Home. My name is Trish Pearson. We used to live in Biloela where my husband Russell had a stock and station agency. He had been putting in for land ballots for some time without any luck. One day in 1968, he received a phone call saying he was successful in drawing a block in McKinlay. At that stage, I didn't even know where McKinlay was. I was perfectly happy in Biloela. We had made a lot of friends and I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I did what all good daughters do and rang my mother and told her the news. She was so excited for us, I thought it must be good. Rusty took us all up for our first look at the property in August school holidays. We hired a caravan from Rockhampton. Halfway up the Bogan-Tungan range, the car boiled and we had to stop for the night. When we opened the door of the van, all the eggs fell out of the fridge onto the floor. It was a really good start, I thought. We towed the caravan all the way from Biloela to Bull Creek and back, only to sleep in it a couple of times. At one stage the van got a flat tire, somewhere between Charters Towers and Claremont, and then found we had no spare tire. At that stage Rusty was determined to leave the van beside the road. I prevailed, however. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't our best trip, and it certainly cured him of his dreams of caravanning for good. Although we drew Bull Creek in 68, we didn't end up moving there until 71 because of the drought situation in the area, and we just couldn't afford to live there straight away. After the beautiful rains in the beginning of 71, the kids and I finally drove up in convoy with the furniture van to our brand new transportable house on the hill. I wasn't sure if I would even find it. Russell was driving cattle down from Arizona Station north of Julia Creek. I found a message from him on the kitchen table telling me how to start the lighting plant. He flew in to see when we'd arrived. However, we got the car bogged, so he spent the whole time getting it out and then flew back. So he didn't end up being much help to me. The flies were really shocking, and because the doors were open with the removalists, they all got in the house. My oldest son couldn't handle it and spent the whole day under the sheet. I still have the image of him today. The very next day I took off to Julia Creek in the Hunter to get some groceries, as I didn't have any. I didn't realise that the shops closed at lunchtime, so I had to wait around for a couple of hours. I had a governess organised to come 2 days after we arrived. I tried to make her room in the little house on the hill attractive. I picked some gidgee flowers because they were flowering at the time. I didn't smell them then. But when we opened the door, phew! Well, she was very nice about it and said gidgee was her favourite flower. There are so many stories that I could tell you about life at Bull Creek. During my time here, I participated in everything from mustering to branding. Anything and everything that went on. It's just a matter of doing it. I just loved being outside. I remember there were 3 of us girls in my family growing up. My mother used to say, "I wish I had a son, someone to help me in the house." I've been involved in so many things. I have a big garden, which I love. I do lots of craft and have been a member of the many organisations around here. I was also involved in starting up an arts council. Drawing the block at McKinlay has changed our lives. It has been very good to us. It helped us get our start on life. As I had originally come from the land, I had no problem fitting in with country living. And Rusty had always wanted to live on the land. McKinlay is a good place to bring up a family. I think the country is the best place to raise children. You have breakfast, lunch and dinner together. Even though it can sometimes drive you crazy, you can have a huge influence on your children. They are part of everything out here. Nothing is shielded from them. They see it all. They learn the realities. Our children had their lessons from the correspondence school in Brisbane and had half an hour a day on School of the Air in Mount Isa. It was fantastic education, and it's even better now. The only drawback is that you have to send your children away to boarding school for their secondary education. Most kids enjoy it. It seems to give them their start in life if they grab the opportunity. It can be tough on the parents, but the kids soon settle in and make lifelong friends. They learn to be independent and they see how things are done in other parts of the world. From being the newest in the district, and it took a long while not to be the newest, we're now some of the oldest ones here. We've seen a lot of changes. We now have power, good roads and good communications, which make life so much easier. When you live in a small community like this, you feel a part of it and you get the most amazing assistance from anyone and everyone, particularly if you experience some misfortune within your life and your family. I wouldn't change a thing unless we could order the rain when we needed it.